You're now listening to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. You're with Grace at the Durian Heat, where we discuss issues and matters from Southeast Asia. And today at the Durian Heat, we're focusing on the entrepreneurship and especially on food trucks. We can start from Malaysia, and this is in line after the ASEAN Summit was held in November 2015, and under the umbrella of ASEAN Summit 2015, there was one summit called One ASEAN Entrepreneur Summit. And underneath that, there was also the small segment which was focusing on food. So ASEAN Young Food Entrepreneurs that was held in November. So Durian ASEAN is very pleased to invite the two speakers today in our house. One is Azharul Nizar, and also the other person is Adel bin Muhamed Shah. So let's say good morning to them. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
Right, so who shall we start with? Perhaps Adel. So could you tell us what you do and then what kind of line you're in?
Okay, I am from the founder of Little Fat Duck.
Mm-hmm.
We started with one of the few early food trucks, started 2014.
In Malaysia?
2015, sorry.
2015 in Malaysia.
In Malaysia.
Right.
Yeah, we were like the second wave lah. The second wave that were early. Then after us were all the third waves that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nizar and all, they were like the third wave.
Third waves meaning more like generation, is it?
Yeah, the third generation.
You're the pioneers. Then
then was me. Then it's now just the mass market.
So how about you? How about your introduction to?
I'm the owner and founder of Cowboys food truck.
All right.
So we do American barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like Adel was saying, with the third wave. So when Adel started, it was still very
new,
very
fresh.
New.
Yeah.
When I started, it was still very new. Only in the last, I think, 6 months.
Yeah, it boomed like crazy.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, the next question to you guys is, what made you to start this food truck business in Malaysia?
For me, it was just a leap of faith. Because my partner was like, he had a used up trailer and he wanted to get rid of it. So he asked me, want to do anything with it? I said, we try lah, don't waste it. Let's do something.
Alright.
So then we tried to get proper licensing for it, we couldn't. So my partner said like, why don't we just get a truck?
Uh-huh.
And we take 1 year of our life and then we see how it goes now. Worst comes to worst, we sell the lorry and we get back the money and
that's very easy going way with thinking doing the business actually.
We didn't plan much. It was just 1 year of our life, at least we did business. It's something at least there's no regrets lah.
So were you involved in the business before, or is this your first step?
Before this, I actually started my own small PR agency as well.
Right.
Yeah, so I had that going on, and then my partner went and chuchok me a bit, and then I went this with him lah.
So you have a co-founder as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So both of us.
Yeah. So how about you?
Mine wasn't so much of leap of faith, but well, after I came back from the States, I just loved barbecue.
You just love barbecue?
I just love barbecue.
Any kinds of barbecue?
Any kind of barbecue. I mean, mostly American style barbecue.
Right.
You throw a huge piece of steak on the grill, where you do a lot of smoking. So that was why I wanted to start a barbecue F&B.
Doesn't mean that you were in the cuisine or food industry before?
No, I was
Not even a chef?
I studied engineering.
Oh my god.
I worked as a business analyst, and then after that I did corporate finance.
So that could have helped in the elements when it comes to business, right?
Yes, I think it helped. It helped a fair amount.
And then what just switched you to have this having this idea of food truck business?
I've always wanted to have a food truck.
You've already had an idea of it?
Yeah.
All right.
Since I was, I guess, in high school, thinking of what to do after high school, waiting for the results, but never really had the opportunity to do it because you were studying and everything. Mm-hmm. So this was like, in a way, I guess it's also a leap of faith. You dedicate a year.
Yeah.
You say bye-bye to a paycheck, and then you just, like everybody say F&B, there's no you don't really shut off.
Right,
You know.
right. I have a question. I mean, Adel already mentioned that food truck, I mean, you just started because it's easier, and also you can just move around and you can meet the different clients. But how is it different from having food truck business from restaurants?
The first thing is your liquidity.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't go well, sell the lorry lah. You get back half or 3/4 of your investment.
That is so easy.
Yeah.
And then?
Because that's,
But then how is it to get trucks to...
it's easy. Literally, you set up a company, you just go there, say I want to buy a lorry.
All right.
It's like buying a car. It's very easy. Instead of getting a shop lot, you have to do your renovations.
Right.
You have to do all this stuff, and it's going to cost you money, which you can't take back.
Uh-huh.
And then even if your business fails, to break up that place, you have to pay money to pay people to break up your place for you.
That's very true. Then you just explained that just a brief difference from between a restaurant and a food truck. But then how is it different between food truck and the trucks that you see in the Pasar Malam that they sell stuff from trucks? Yeah.
I think the big difference is being neat and clean.
Yeah.
And very orderly. So you have trucks that where the guys are actually on the road.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of pre-cooked stuff, things that they prepare at home, or they cook stuff fresh. But the main difference from the new generation food trucks is that everything is done on board, cooking, and we've got proper storage. We've got refrigerators on board, proper fryers, ventilation. So in terms of perception, we are much more clean, neat, and then we don't leave. The idea is to not leave. When we leave a clean spot the same way we found it.
Right, as if you guys were never there.
Exactly. So the current trucks, I mean, these trucks have been here for 20, 30 years selling rojak and everything.
Right.
So a lot of times, they leave stains or
the
rubbish.
Marks.
Yeah. So for us that's the main thing of owning a truck like this. So we move in and we move out, and no one can tell whether we've been there or not.
Brilliant. I have seen food trucks here and there, and especially nearby universities and colleges. And then I've seen the trend where college students, during lunch break, and they just gather in a few spots and then buy food from food trucks. So you talked about the perception. How is the perception received by Malaysians until now about the food truck?
For now, it's something new, I guess.
It's still new.
Yeah, it's still new. Because it's a trend that just started, I think, last year.
Yeah.
And then it really hit big when the movie Chef came out. Actually, that was one of the main reasons why every truck you see now is a Mexican truck. Yes. That inspired half our food trucks coming out.
Following the trend.
Following that movie.
Yeah.
Everyone saw Chef.
All right. So then, talking about the perception that you said is still new, but then how are the feedback so far? How do you measure the quality or how do you maintain?
I think we have a lot of return customers. A lot of our daily one is based on
regular customers. Yeah, nice.
Because our food is a little bit is quite unique. So you can't really get the same flavor, something similar elsewhere. So for us, that is our
forte.
That's how we gauge
nice.
The people's feedback, and a lot of times our caterings are mostly by word of mouth. That's a very loose way of gauging feedback. I don't know about Adel. Adel's is probably good feedback since he's got four new locations or something.
Right. So tell us more about your food truck.
Okay, my food truck we did French and Italian based cuisine, because the first thing is we choose for French and Italian because it's something which always has a perception of being expensive.
That's true.
Yeah, and we wanted it to be a substitute for rice as well. So, and we bought it out for a cheaper price.
Oh, right.
So we go for pasta ranging from 6 ringgit, our pastas are 6 ringgit, and our mains are 13 ringgit.
13 ringgit, right.
And we are going chicken confits, which you get for 45 ringgit, we are selling for 13.
That's very true. If you go to a very fancy Italian restaurant.
We serve that. So we actually are bringing down this whole upscale market to anyone. If you just want to eat Italian and French food, you come to us.
But then how did you find all those facilities and all, I will say, equipment like a fridge and I don't know.
That one, okay.
To reserve food.
Okay, that one actually until now, my truck is still one of the cheapest food truck out there.
Is it?
Yeah, because among everyone else, like Nizar spent a huge bomb just to do the inside, his like equipment and all. Like when I started, me and my partner, we didn't have budget.
Right.
We blew everything off just buying the lorry. So we actually started with a table, stainless steel table, and then 2 ice boxes. We started off there. Then as time goes on, we actually bought our we actually went and make our own table. We customized things, so we knew what we exactly needed.
I see.
So we have, I think, our space management. I think we are one of the best trucks.
Right.
Because everything is used up and everything has a purpose on board. And then we don't want anything, we just take out everything. We clean the whole lorry, everything out.
Sounds very practical. So when it comes to food truck, right, in Malaysia, the first thing that hit my mind was Humble Chef.
Yeah.
That was very famous, especially among college students in nearby Help University before. And then that sort of created a whole wave of a food truck. And now they do have a headquarters in Bukit Damansara as well. Yeah. So I can see the whole wave moving, and I also see a lot of entrepreneurs try to jump into that scene and give it a try. But I'm sure there are mistakes. Yeah. Just to have an idea of starting a business. It's also part of business, isn't it? So any mistakes that we need to avoid, just one from each of you. Because some do say that don't ever work with your friend. Because this is a business.
That's fine. It's better to be a friend than a stranger.
Yeah. Okay. So any one mistakes that we can avoid?
I think for me, if you want to do something like this, I think you cannot be afraid.
You cannot be afraid.
Yeah, because something this new, it's still illegal. You are still not recognized.
Right. So
if you are fearful of, if I'm going to get caught today, I'm going to summon today, and you're just not going to make it. Like, even though out there still, I am still one of the guys who has the most summons and the most time my lawyer.
You do?
Yes. But I went for a year, my lawyer has been towed away for 2 months. So 2 months I've been out of business.
Oh no.
Yeah, because that's the thing. A lot of other trucks they see like MPIJ coming, municipal coming, they just like close and then run away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I made it a point that I will be there every day from 8 to 12. I'll be there every day except Tuesdays. And the only time if I'm not there, they know my lorry has been towed away. That's what I did. So because the fear is there, I said there's no choice.
Right.
So you're fearful, then you wouldn't do it lah.
But you still do it because you love it.
No choice lah. I had bills to pay.
How about you, Nizar?
I think if you can't take the uncertainty of
the business,
running a food truck, then probably
better not start it.
Because there are a lot of things that will happen that you you wouldn't even think of. Like for example, when we started, coming from a bit of corporate finance, you've got all these fancy cash flows that you stress, that you tell yourself, oh, we stress this, really horrible, but after that, none of it is relevant because you have so much things that you don't know what that will happen. For example, when I started, I spoke to Adel, and he was saying, just estimate the municipal council will come by every 3 months and confiscate your truck. Oh, okay, 3 months. We bill it in, okay, and it turns out that within the second month we got hit.
Really?
So it's very
unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
And there are things to do.
Right.
Things that go wrong with the truck.
Right.
We had a blowout tire.
Oh no, dear.
On the highway, and I'm driving a 3.5 ton truck. So a blowout is major. It's major.
Right. Yeah. Well, we can continue our conversation after this short break to talk about more issues and challenges that these two guys have faced so far.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. You're with Grace at the Durian Heat, where we discuss the matters around Southeast Asia. And I have been speaking with these two very interesting guys who are in the food truck business. One is Adel from Little Fat Duck, and also the other one is Nizar from Barbecue Cowboy. Yeah, Cowboys food truck. So here we go. We've been talking about the brief idea of food truck in Malaysia, how it has been developing, especially in this region. However, being an entrepreneur in this business is never easy. And Adel also briefly mentioned about getting a license is one of the difficulties. So let's share and just open the conversation. What are the difficulties and hurdles that you have faced so far? So would you like to start, Adel?
So far, one of the main thing is because it's still a new type of business, so there's no proper guidelines, so it's still a grey area. So municipals are still trying to engage and still to get to know what is this business about.
Right.
So then it's been about now 2 years. I think me and Nizar put in a proposal last year for our
last year. No, early this year.
Early this year.
Yeah, early this year for license in Subang.
Right.
So currently we got it. We got it. But it's based in a Pasar area lah.
Okay. So that's workable.
That's a workable.
Yeah, but it's still hard.
It took a long time lah. After so many summons, the lorry got towed away, and then you see the MPIJ people every day. They know your face by heart.
So would other food truck entrepreneurs be able to do this? I mean, they have to go through the same procedure to get licensing?
I'm not sure about, after, because ours is is probably the first.
I think it's first
batch
right.
Of licenses being granted to food trucks, and even that is in a limited space. It doesn't mean you can go to any spot. It's within the municipal council's wet market.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. For the rest, they may go and apply because we're not sure because we only got it like last month.
Yeah, last month.
Oh, that's very recent.
Yeah. So but this from the municipal council side this is a trial phase. So this is not something
It's official yet.
We have the document, but it's renewable every 3 months.
All right.
Yeah, so that's why for them it's kind of say, okay, let us see how these guys behave.
Behave.
How they run the trucks, and because the municipal council know how we run. I mean they know
us as well.
They know
the past 2 years.
Yeah, they know us by name. We know them by name. So it's a kind of
give and take.
give and take.
Right.
So we try. That's why we try not to
make their life hard.
They don't make our lives hard.
Right.
So, but this kind of I think for new guys, it's still not a readily available thing. It's not like you just go, let me.
So there is no official or the proper steps to take to get the license yet.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a very case by case.
I think one of the main things is because these food trucks, they come there, sit there 2-3 days, they say no business, then they go off.
Right.
Like we literally sat there for I said 2 years. Nizar is going to be 1 year. We sat there.
Yeah.
Rain, shine, whatever. Business was bad. Business was good.
Low sales and everything.
Why did you have such patience to do so in a food truck? You believed what you wanted to do, or?
For me, when I opened, I believe that consistency space. So that's why I guess that's why me and Nizar, we have totally different crowds.
I see.
Because of that, because I was so consistent that people didn't like my Facebook, Instagram.
Why?
They knew I was there every day except Tuesdays. That was a problem. And after when I had moving issues,
right,
then they're like, where are you guys? I thought you all left, blah blah blah. Then they say that after 6 months I finally like your page. It's like wow. Yeah, my Nizar's one, he can post on Instagram and people just come.
All right.
His group is very tech savvy. Mine is not.
Because I think it depends on how you want to do it. Because for us, when we started, we weren't able to run consistently every single day.
Oh, I see.
Rain and shine. But so that's why now we are on a somewhat of a fixed schedule. Because in Malaysia, this is not like in Thailand where you have a place where you can park that has tremendous foot traffic.
Right.
It's a spot where people will notice you maybe for first month, and only after a month then they'll be like, okay, let me, I know this truck is there, let's go and try it. But Malaysians are not the truck, let me go and try it first. The first time they see it, because when they are in that area, they would have already decided what they want to eat.
True.
So ours is going to be a fifth thought. So we have to have, like Adel was saying, we have to have consistency and presence. So thankfully Adel help with the consistency. So everybody knew that there was a truck there. So when I first went there, it was quite luck because I managed to park like 6 parking bays away from Fat Duck.
Just to make sure you can.
I didn't want to go side by side because at that point I wasn't really I didn't really know Adel, so I don't know, maybe he might come out and beat the crap out of me or something. I don't know. So I parked on the side, then I said, hey, we're opening there. He's like, oh, okay.
Right.
So we opened there, and we were the first 2 trucks. 2 trucks there.
So how did you feel when the Nizar came into your sort of territory and then started his own food truck business there? Did you really welcome him?
I think at start it's like because actually at that place itself, I had every month at least I had 2 people coming up and parking beside me.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had the auntie with the smelly tofu. I had a guy with selling wipers. I had a guy selling fruits, selling fish, selling crabs. I had everything. Then after a while, like starting like, oh, this guy's too close to me, why are you doing it? After a while, like, yeah, okay, just go ahead lah. In the end of the day, if your business is good, you good. Then if you have people, you will pull the crowd to me. Yeah, and then like Nizar's, like we always have like people who try my food, then go to his truck. Then people go to his truck, come to my truck. So we win-win. So there's never just like one party win. We all win anyway.
I think. Yeah, I don't think a food truck can survive on its own.
On its own, is it?
Because you
that's
need.
Interesting.
I mean, unless you offer 20 items on the menu. But because people want variety. People want variety. Some people, for example, would mix. They'll get certain items from my truck, certain items from Fat Duck's truck. So it's as long as you don't clash in terms of menu, then you guys are complementing each other. Just like how a Chinese food corner shop runs. You've got different stalls, but no one is really competing against each other.
Yes, that's true.
It allows variety. So that's, I think.
I guess that's one of know-how that all food truck entrepreneurs can collaborate each other instead of and also help each other. But when it comes to sustainability, that's another issue. I mean, running a business is never easy. And when it comes to this area, food business, and you guys can move around, apart from getting the license, how do you sustain your business? That's another big question. I mean, you said there are coming up generations, they want to open up a food truck business, but perhaps it doesn't really last long. And you said consistency is really important, but at the same time, their finance management, that's also another important element. So what say you? I mean, what's your take in this?
I think in this, you have to have a backup fund, which is enough to run. And then you need to know that, like, in Malaysia, we have rainy seasons, we have drought, we have haze.
Right.
So in this time, your sales will drop. So you need to be prepared. Then don't overstaff. And then I think the basics are food wastage, you need control.
Okay.
You have to do it from start when you're small. Don't like go out, my first day I'm going to do big, I'm going to do 1,000 ringgit sales. Don't dream so big lah.
Right, okay.
And then don't be greedy.
Don't be too ambitious.
Then I think another thing is like people do like, oh, today I sell out. So tomorrow I'm going to double my stock.
Yeah.
Then I bring out this much, then it's like, nobody today. Then all fail. Everything's a wastage.
Right.
So if it sells out, it sells out. Just don't do too much lah. You have to learn to cope lah.
Food consistency. You have to make sure, because people get. We try our, because our food is a little bit more. We have a sauce base, so we try to make sure that sauce base is very consistent, because people come back for the taste.
Yeah, that's true.
The truck is a gimmick if you and so people would be attracted to the truck, but then at the end of the day is the food that they come back for. So that you have to maintain. And cash flow is everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you pay, if you're small, you have to pay everything by cash. Unless like we have suppliers sending stuff, so you can't swipe that on a credit card.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Giant every 3 days. When you start, it sounds easy. Oh yeah, I mean, I go to Giant, once a week anyway to buy my grocery stuff. So, you go Giant, but after a while, time, the effort that you have to do, takes out 2-3 hours of your day just doing all this grocery shopping.
So how long is the operating hours usually when it comes to food truck? Do you focus on the certain hours, or it's open like really long hours?
For me, it's always been 8 to 12 at night, because I think that is a fine area to do it. And because if you open in the afternoon, it really takes a lot out of your staff because the heat, then the driving, the jam.
Right.
So you might just say, I want to open for lunch. But just to prepare for your lunchtime is going to make your staff wake up like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
I see.
9 o'clock you get ready.
Okay.
Just for lunch. After you're serving lunch till 2, and then you come back in the jam, and then blah blah blah. You wash your truck. By the time you finish, it's 5. Just to serve 2 hours of lunch, you have 9 to 5. While if you do at night, you just get ready about 6, and then by 12 you're done.
But it also depends on locations, right? I mean, if you open your food truck around universities, a lot of students, there's a traffic flow during lunch hours. Yeah. But how about you, Nizar? What's your operating hours?
My
usually?
operating hours is mostly 7 to about 11.
I see. It's more or less the same. Yeah.
Yeah, in Subang or in my other spot. So we like the lunch the dinner crowd because our food when we started it was meant for dinner. Lunch is doable, but like Adel was saying, I mean, if you have a lunch spot,
right,
you have to go through traffic. The time spent is a bit longer, and lunch crowd. So far we haven't found a spot that is
not yet.
That is worth the 2 hours. I mean, that is really worth the 2 hours where you go in there. If we do a 2 hours of just complete non-stop, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
But lunch in Malaysia, people like their rice.
Right.
And there are not many spots to sell lunch unless then you'll be trading that fine line. Municipal council comes. What are you going to do? So.
Right.
When we started, we had one guy, or me, I was just kind of going to look out. But then your whole night is just looking out for these municipal council guys, and you can't talk to your customers, because you're so distracted. Then I've told myself, let's do it the right way.
Right.
We curate another spot that that is safer, or else then because we've got oil on board, so I don't want my guys to be rushing to close.
That's very true.
Everything, and then the Fed Duck has boiling hot water for the pasta, so it's
accidents.
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm just selling bread, then you just close.
So have you had any major accidents yet?
So far for me, no lah. Because I'm pretty strict on those things, like how you take out the water, how you do this. Yeah, you have to tell them, and then sometimes you just might let small accidents happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, at least you can control like maybe just a pan slide down the fire. Just let it because you know it's going to happen, just let it, because they never learn. So at least control at least that nothing will be so bad
Yeah, right.
So the major ones, okay, just say no.
Well, another question that I have in my mind is about the uniqueness in terms of the food truck skin. Because I've looked through some interesting food truck skins, especially abroad, in America especially. They have very unique the colors and then attracting points that, they really want to let people see, hey, this is what we are selling. So share with us, what's your unique point when it comes to food truck skin? And people that's the one, and that's the one. They can recognize you guys.
Yeah, okay, for my one, the skin was actually just... Because we wanted, our whole thing was supposed to be our hipster truck whatsoever, but selling cheap and affordable food. So we went the basic your black, and then just wordings we write in white. Because one thing, this also saves on your printing cost and all.
That's true.
Because always 2 colors is the cheapest. If you go color, it's going to be expensive. And then you have to figure out your color fading, because the trucks are outside every day. So color will fade, and this will happen, so it will look very ugly. So then we just stick 2 colors like this. And then people recognize us as a black truck with the white wordings.
And it stands out, the white wordings,
And the main thing was our name the little fat duck. So everyone just was like, where's the duck? And I know that.
That's good branding. How about you, Nizar?
Mine, ours, we wanted our truck to stand out with color.
Yes.
And by looking at a truck, you more or less get what
the whole concept. Yeah.
So that's why we went with the American flag, I think, with a couple of stars here and there, Star Spangled Banner. We had a couple of words in our logo. So our truck was meant to be loud and bright. Yeah, so that
very colorful.
Very colorful. And I mean, it's a fun truck to see rolling down the road.
Right.
So that was what we wanted to to get out of that design.
The attracting
The
points.
attracting factor. Because we're doing something new, so we need the truck to be like, people will be curious. Oh, this truck is bright red, blue and white. Like, what is this?
So do you also sort of alter your design according to different seasons? Let's say Christmas is coming up, or Chinese New Year is along the way, and then we have sort of like different festivals here and there.
maybe decoration.
Decoration.
We do decoration.
But not we don't touch the skin. We try not, because for mine, like, we did a couple of events where the organizers wanted to put stickers on the truck. We had that happen once, and once they removed it, it damaged a bit of our skin. So now we don't, unless it's it's really temporary. This one he's told me also it was temporary, but because it costs a lot of money to redo a portion, because you can't just like take a color pen and just color in the discoloration. You have to redo the whole door.
So that was the lesson learned.
So I mean, we do try not to touch the outside.
Right. Okay, so we'll take another short break. When we come back, perhaps this time we'll talk more about the ASEAN Summit that you guys attended, as well as perhaps the future plan and recommendations.
Right.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas and critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Welcome back to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. You're with Grace at the Durian Heat, where we discuss issues and matters around Southeast Asia. So I have been speaking with these two guys who are in the food truck business in Malaysia, and we've been having very interesting conversations so far. So let's continue. In November this year, we had the ASEAN Summit, and then under the umbrella, we had ASEAN Young Food Entrepreneurship Summit there. So you guys attended. So share your experience, and perhaps you can run through the whole program. Starting with Adel. Okay, Nizar.
So the ASEAN Youth Food Entrepreneur Summit was organized by Fried Chilies. Because in Malaysia, food is such a big thing.
Yes, for sure.
So, and food trucks specifically is a growing business. So what Adli did was he got us as speakers, guys from Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, to come in to share their experience running a food truck. So
did you feel any differences running in Malaysia and hearing speakers from different countries?
It's what do you mean?
Like they have to share the different experience, how they run or is it more similar? The problems they go through.
The exact same thing.
Because a big difference you see is if someone from the US comes, where food truck is already developed business. But in, like, for example, Indonesia, they still have the same issue. Municipal council.
Even the licensing problem.
Licensing.
Right.
Exactly. So because all this while, everybody has been comfortable going around with their one truck. The owner runs the truck for 10 years. So no one's really thinking of, how do I do this, scale this up. They're just happy doing, running their day-to-day business. But we met Junas from Indonesia, Nilam Sari from Baba Rafi, who's grown her business to 1,200 over locations worldwide.
That's amazing.
Kebabs, kebabs, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
So the whole day, I think it was 2 days. 2 days. So the first day was the speakers, Nilam, Junas, they were all speaking. Our session was the second day. Second day. So there were 4 food truckers. So we each had different topics. Daniel from La Familia kind of came on with describing
the food trucks in
general, the history of food trucks. And then Naji from Time Out was doing, I can't remember what topic he was doing.
He was perhaps doing the entrepreneur side or challenges.
I'm not sure.
Sure what topic it was. Then Fat Duck was doing how to sustain
business.
For the first year. And I was doing what to think of when you're designing the truck.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on so we all we shared basically what what people should think about before they start a food truck. What things to hurdles or pitfalls that you should keep a lookout for.
Right. So it was more like a panel discussions with after speech than the people would ask.
Yeah.
So do you remember any like particular questions that they had from audience, and you were like, oh yeah, I should have thought about it.
Questions?
I think nothing was really new.
Yeah.
It was sort of predicted.
Yeah, but the only difference was like we had to like alter their perception of the food trucks.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone thought that for me when I said it, it's like everyone thought that owning a food truck is very glamorous and
Glamorous.
yeah, it's very glamorous and you would be richer.
Oh, like really quick.
Yeah.
Because they think it's really easy to start with.
It's so easy and all this stuff. But then when after they heard like what we had to say and like how is it actually it's not. And even I said that owning a food truck in Malaysia especially, I don't think you would be a very rich man unless you have scaled the business like the Lolo man. How he do it is amazing. One person runs the whole truck and actually customers cook their own food.
Oh my
They can just
god.
collect the money.
The steamboat.
That's very smart way of doing it.
That's a brilliant way. Unless you have that capability. Other than that, scaling a truck business is very hard.
Right, that's interesting. So other than that, any other activities or session that was held under ASEAN Summit?
We had a breakout. Session. Well, after all the speakers spoke, then all of us gathered back on stage for Q&A. So that was where a lot of budding food truckers or anybody who wants to get into the F&B industry were asking questions. Where do you do this? How do we get loan? Things like that. And then after that, then we had a breakout session where all the food truckers just kind of round table. We just shared our problems that we were facing. In fact, Coach Azharul was there.
So what are the solutions that have you guys come up with during that discussion session? Any solutions or any like outcomes that you guys are pretty happy with, that you want to proceed with, you want to execute that plans?
Right now, no outcome, no significant outcome yet.
From that summit.
It's practically what actually is the things maybe we know, but then it's just the step we all of us haven't taken yet.
I see.
Yeah, like setting up the association and all. Like something like even in the Indonesian side told us like, you guys, everyone always had the same problem at that time. But then once you start going, the ball rolling, then people just try to jump on.
It's a matter of you start. You start because all of us are running a business.
Yeah, correct.
So that is it boils down to so we know we have to do this. Alright, hands up, who wants to take the lead? Everybody just quiet. Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, because sometimes for us it's hard to take a lead on these things because you
have so many things to run.
Yeah, you have your business to run. Things like
and
that.
then when it comes up to this, it's always a form of money. You have to pay up front, which is, as long as it's a business, it's going to be expensive. It's not cheap.
Right.
Then collecting money, when do I get back? Where are these guys going to pay me back? So it's a very big leap of faith and trust.
Okay. But then what's your overall impression from this particular summit that you guys attended?
I guess it was pretty great, especially to meet other people who, in a different country who has the same problem as us. And then you get for our side, for locally we all know who we are but for other people from other countries, that was amazing
He gave us a bit of a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Because Indonesia has already set up their food truck association, and when we were explaining our problems to Jonas, and he was like, yeah, we went through the exact same thing. I was like, oh, okay, so that means there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
And also, it's not something new that we are facing.
He's done it, and so it's a. And it's good to see that there are a lot of people who are interested in food trucks.
Oh, that's very interesting.
New people coming into the food truck business is good for the industry because it creates more awareness because the Klang Valley is so big. I mean, I can't go and say, oh, this is my area and no one else can come in. So it's mostly like the survival of the fittest, and you pick a spot. And you grow that spot. I mean, if you're confident with your food, people will come.
Right.
But you just have to take that risk. Just like setting up a restaurant. You want to pick a location where you the highest chances of surviving, of doing well. So a food truck is you can make mistakes in a food truck in terms of location.
Right.
That's a good
That's the only forgiving thing you have.
Right? Okay. Did you meet anyone who were in the totally different industry and then suddenly jump into this food truck business? I mean, you guys were also totally in different industry. So any advice that you gave to those people? Because they may have no idea how to start this, but they just wanna, they have this also concept, but it's just the delivery they might have difficulties.
For me, I think if you're going to do something new, I think you have to learn.
Yeah.
There's no other way. If I tell you, but if you don't make a mistake and you don't fail, you won't know. Yeah. You know how should I not do it? How can I find a better way? How my better solution? I guess if you're learning something, you have to fail.
Right.
There's no choice.
You definitely make mistakes along the way.
Prepare yourself Prepare yourself. At least fail in a controlled area.
Control area.
and I think like talking to people who have done it already.
Yeah.
When we first started, we approach a lot of food truckers.
I see.
Say, hey, I'm going to start a food truck. Some may share info with you, some may not. But majority of actually almost all the first and second generation were, they're like, oh yeah, you can make your truck here, you can do this. It's not like I'm not gonna, this is not like an exam where I'm not gonna.
Right. So it's very helpful, accommodating at the same time. So do you see any like competition, because with the new generations, with a different mindset when it comes to food truck business in Malaysia particularly?
I guess it's happening already
Oh yeah, you already see the pattern.
There's definitely people just come and like just compete with you head on, but I guess no choice who's the best, they survive
Right.
Business it is.
And also the other thing that people doing the food truck must realize is you're preparing food.
Yeah.
So cleanliness is very important. So you must, because we're all when people view food trucks, one food truck, they'll view every single food truck the same way. So if for example our worst nightmare is, say for example, someone gets, like recently we had this typhoid outbreak, and so and for us, for the ones who've started, because we wanted to get license, so we did everything, the typhoid jabs, the medical checks, your food handling, so we had all the certs for all our staff.
Prepared,
because in anticipation of applying for a license. But then again, for the new truckers, they need to be aware that everything running a restaurant applies to running a food truck.
Right.
Your food has to be kept. If it has to be chilled, it has to be chilled. You can't, you can't leave it out
and all this stuff.
So we don't want, we cannot control, but we just, we don't want people to get sick from eating other food trucks.
Right.
And it'll cast a bad impression on food trucks in general.
And of course, rumors, they spread like a wildfire anyway. Yeah.
Especially someone like when we go to all these food truck fest, it's quite dangerous. You just say you do your best, everything's fine, your food, but a customer eat two places. Your food is good, but the second truck is bad. And then who's to blame? They say, oh, I ate this food truck and I got food poisoning. That goes overnight. Overnight your van is screwed. So sometimes it's a bit scary as well. Like when people park to me, lucky I saw Nizar how he operated. It was very clean, and also I was pretty fine. Then like sometimes there's those other trucks that come in like so dirty and all that. Then I saw customers eating there, and then they come to eat to me. So it's like a bit scary. It's like I'm betting, please don't fall sick. Please don't fall sick. I'll get a bad name.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, any recommendations that you would love to send your messages to, budding entrepreneurs?
Budding entrepreneurs for food truck.
For sure, yeah.
Let me see. Yes.
What is the best advice that you can give to them? You've talked up a lot of elements so far, or you can just one.
Start with, first is test your product.
Right.
We did a year of going to all these food fairs.
I see.
That's the most important.
Yes.
Test the product. And secondly, try to make your startup as lean as possible.
All right. Okay.
If I were to do it again, I'll probably make a simpler truck. A simpler truck.
Less the decorations.
Less inside, very, very minimalist, very versatile. That's the main thing, because a minimalist approach on it save you money.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
Having a good product will help.
How about you, Adel?
I guess for me, you have to persevere through it That only you see us on radios, you see us on talk show, you see the glam part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's glamorous, but the stuff that we go through is just so messed up, and it's lucky to have a community in here. Because like even I had like no friends at one point, because everyone, when I'm working, everyone's else on break. Then lucky I met Nizar, I had other guys, so it's like, hey, at least I have friends.
We can share our misery by having to change pipes in.
And they know exactly what you're in, so it's like, this guy gets me, like,
right.
And actually that is the one of the main support you have, lah. Because it gets somewhere really depressing, like, at times.
So thank you so much for your participation, to share your experience, advice, recommendations, and also to share your difficulties that you've went through. Thank you so much.
Welcome.